What's content anymore? Well, it's hard to say because the meta is almost as important as the content, maybe more important. The first game of the Stanley Cup playoffs, I couldn't get radio reception. We were driving home, but I have Matt Polka to thank because I was following his Twitter feed, and it was highlighting the game. Unfortunately, it was a Game 1 loss. The Sharks lost to the champion Penguins, and I'm making good on my bet here. I told Matt I would wear this, and he would have worn the Sharks, I'm sure, had we won that. But, Matt, I think this speaks to a bigger topic, and that is everyone's a content producer now.
Sure.
And this whole idea, you actually really encouraged me to use Twitter. I was on Twitter, I think it was 4 years ago at the San Francisco conference, and you suggested to your members, hey, use this, reach out to your folks. You're a master at it. Well, I mean, literally, I commented that you could have been on NBC as a color commentator because your stream of consciousness. But first off, how do you do it? You manage to get your work done and continue to have this stream of insightful comments and funny.
Well, thank you. You know, it is a fun way to communicate. It's really a fun way to learn. I learned so much primarily through using my Twitter account through ACA and even my personal account where I do a lot for my Penguins and other city teams. But it's a great way to just find out what other people are saying and to interact. And frankly, from a business perspective, when we talk about interacting with lawmakers in Washington, D.C. and regulators, I found it's a very effective way to get out your message, that you can do so in a credible way, that you can do so in a serious way, but also in somewhat of a funny way where you don't take yourself too seriously. And it's allowed for engagement with me, with congressmen, senators, commissioners. I'm always surprised when I see a like or a retweet or a repost or something like that. But we're all communicators, and our job is to make sure, not only from my perspective at ACA, to make sure our members' voices are heard, but just to really build relationships, because that's what the nature of Washington is about, particularly when we talk about trying to connect with lawmakers and help them to better understand our members' interests. You just have to build a relationship. And now using social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, which I'm on. My kids won't let me go to Snapchat or anything else, so I think I'm going to call it there. It is a very, very effective way of doing it.
Well, and one of the things that I've always been impressed about the ACA is you're not in the Beltway, you're outside the Beltway, and you're in your hometown, right,
yes,
Pittsburgh, and
absolutely.
you are, I would say, an unofficial ambassador. Maybe you're an official ambassador, but you do a great job of representing your fine town.
Unofficial, born and raised from the Burgh. We love it, you know, home of the Three Rivers, so it is a wonderful place to raise a family. It's always great when people come to Pittsburgh, they haven't been there, and they come from the airport down the Parkway West, and they come through the Fort Pitt Tunnel, and boom, there's the city, the Golden Triangle. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place to live. But no, I've been based there just about all my life, other than working away for a few years after college. Went to school there, went to law school there, have my home and family there, and it's a wonderful place to be based. But it's also outside of the Beltway, as you mentioned, which is important for our work at ACA because, you know, frankly, we work in Washington, but we live and provide service outside of Washington. And that's really the key connection there. And being outside of Washington enables me not only to connect more effectively with our members, but also to help bring that message back to Washington.
Well, excellent. It's and the social media has really helped me get to know you a little better,
Absolutely.
and so it's been a lot of fun.
And I'm sorry that some of my tweets during the Stanley Cup playoff were sort of anti-San Jose, but
that's okay.
Not anti-San Jose as much as pro Penguins. But you know, hey, someone's got to win. But you guys have a fine team, and you'll be at it again
next year. Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau.
In the meantime, let's go Pens. We'll see you at the Stanley Cups next year.
And thanks for the cool shirt.
There you go. Take care.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
Yeah.